Welcome. Today we're diving into the world of building codes and their profound influence on structural design. Building codes are sets of regulations that govern the design, construction, and maintenance of structures. They exist to ensure safety, health, and general welfare for occupants and the public. But how do these codes actually shape the way engineers and architects design buildings? In this video, we'll explore the relationship between building codes and structural design, uncovering the reasons behind certain design choices and the evolution of construction standards over time. Building codes are legal requirements established by local, regional, or national authorities. They set minimum standards for construction to protect public safety and property. These codes cover everything from structural integrity and fire safety to accessibility and energy efficiency. By providing a framework for safe construction, building codes help prevent disasters and ensure that buildings are fit for use. Understanding what building codes are is the first step in appreciating their impact on structural design. Building codes have a long history, dating back to ancient civilizations like Babylon, where the Code of Hammurabi included construction rules. Over centuries, catastrophic events such as fires and earthquakes have prompted the development and revision of building codes. Today, modern codes are the result of lessons learned from past failures and successes, continuously evolving to address new challenges and technologies. This historical perspective helps us understand why codes are so detailed and comprehensive. Main purpose of building codes is to protect life, health, and property. They ensure that buildings can withstand natural disasters, resist fire, and provide safe environments for occupants. Codes also promote accessibility for people with disabilities and encourage energy efficiency. By setting minimum standards, building codes create a baseline for quality and safety, influencing every stage of the design and construction process. Building codes directly impact structural design by specifying requirements for materials, loads, and construction methods. For example, codes dictate how much weight a floor must support, the strength of materials used, and the design of foundations. These requirements ensure that structures are safe and durable, guiding engineers and architects in making critical design decisions. Without codes, there would be no standardized way to ensure building safety. Codes play a significant role in determining which materials can be used in construction. They specify minimum strength, fire resistance, and durability standards for materials like concrete, steel, and wood. This ensures that only approved, tested materials are used, reducing the risk of structural failure. Designers must carefully select materials that meet or exceed code requirements, balancing safety, cost, and performance. One of the most critical aspects of building codes is the specification of load requirements. Codes define the minimum loads that structures must withstand, including dead loads, the weight of the structure itself, live loads, occupants and furniture, wind loads, and seismic loads. These requirements ensure that buildings remain stable under various conditions, from everyday use to extreme weather events. Regions prone to earthquakes or strong winds, building codes include specific provisions for seismic and wind-resistant design. These codes require structures to be designed and built to withstand lateral forces, minimizing the risk of collapse during natural disasters. Engineers use these guidelines to select appropriate structural systems and reinforcement methods, making buildings safer for occupants. Fire safety is a major focus of building codes. Codes specify fire-resistant materials, fire exits, sprinkler systems, and compartmentalization to slow the spread of fire. These requirements influence the layout and design of buildings, ensuring that occupants have safe escape routes and that fire can be contained. Compliance with fire safety codes is essential for protecting lives and property. Modern building codes include accessibility standards to ensure buildings are usable by everyone, including people with disabilities. These standards affect the design of entrances, corridors, restrooms, and elevators. By requiring features like ramps, wider doorways, and accessible restrooms, codes help create inclusive environments that accommodate diverse needs. Energy efficiency is increasingly important in building codes. Codes now require insulation, efficient windows, and energy-saving systems to reduce energy consumption. These standards influence the choice of materials, building orientation, and mechanical systems, encouraging sustainable design practices that benefit both the environment and building owners. Building codes also dictate acceptable construction methods. They specify how materials should be installed, the quality of workmanship required, and inspection procedures. These guidelines help ensure that buildings are constructed safely and consistently, reducing the risk of defects and failures. Adhering to approved construction methods is a key part of code compliance. Engineers and architects play a crucial role in interpreting and applying building codes. They must stay up to date with the latest code changes and ensure that their designs comply with all relevant requirements. This often involves collaboration with code officials and other professionals to resolve complex issues and achieve safe, functional designs. The process of code compliance begins in the design phase and continues through construction and inspection. Designers submit plans for review, and code officials check for compliance with all applicable codes. During construction, inspectors verify that work meets code requirements. This process helps catch potential issues early and ensures that completed buildings are safe and legal. Building codes can vary widely between countries and even between cities. International codes like the International Building Code (IBC) provide a model that many regions adapt to local conditions. Local codes may include additional requirements based on climate, geography, or cultural factors. Designers must be aware of both international and local codes to ensure full compliance. Building codes are not static. They are regularly updated to reflect new knowledge, technologies, and societal needs. Updates may be prompted by advances in materials, lessons from disasters, or changes in environmental standards. Staying current with code updates is essential for professionals to ensure that their designs remain safe and compliant. Applying with building codes can be challenging, especially for complex projects or in areas with overlapping regulations. Designers must balance code requirements with project goals, budget constraints, and client preferences. Navigating these challenges requires expertise, communication, and sometimes creative problem-solving to achieve safe, functional, and cost-effective designs. Despite the challenges, building codes offer significant benefits. They provide a clear framework for safe construction, protect lives and property, and promote public confidence in the built environment. Codes also encourage innovation by setting performance standards that drive improvements in materials and methods. Ultimately, building codes help create safer, more resilient communities. Let's look at a real-world example. After a major earthquake, many buildings that followed updated seismic codes remained standing, while older structures suffered significant damage. This demonstrates how adherence to building codes can make a tangible difference in safety and resilience. Such case studies highlight the importance of ongoing code development and enforcement. Looking ahead, building codes will continue to evolve in response to emerging challenges like climate change, new materials, and smart technologies. We can expect codes to place greater emphasis on sustainability, resilience, and adaptability. The future of structural design will be shaped by these evolving standards, ensuring that buildings remain safe, efficient, and responsive to changing needs. Summary: building codes are a fundamental part of structural design, guiding every decision from material selection to construction methods. They exist to protect people, property, and the environment, and their influence is felt in every building we use. By understanding and applying building codes, designers help create safer, more sustainable, and more resilient structures for everyone. Thanks for joining us on the exploration of how building codes shape structural design.